I had a strange bit of Kismet enter into my life a few days ago with regard to Frank Sinatra. This is the Frank Sinatra School of the Arts, but I'll get to that in a minute. A friend emailed me a link to a story about Frank Sinatra, and it was about his burial site. And I was reading through it, and toward the end, it becomes clear to me why my friend sent me this link. The story says that Frank Sinatra carried 10 dimes with him everywhere he went, so he'd be able to make payphone calls. And I think the story ended with it saying that he took those 10 dimes with him to the grave. So there's $1 worth of dimes in Frank Sinatra's coffin. Which is a cute story and everything, but the very strange thing that happened next was I went downstairs and found an undeliverable postcard addressed to one of Frank Sinatra's nephews who used to live in my building. The dude moved out like 20 years ago, I think, so it was a little strange to be seeing mail still coming to a Sinatra just moments after I'd been talking about Frank Sinatra to somebody. If only this sort of thing resulted in something beneficial to me. But my understanding was I never knew Sinatra's nephew except to say hi to him in the hall a couple of times. But my understanding was he wanted nothing to do with the Sinatra name being part of the clan, if you will. He didn't put his last name on his mailbox, which you were required to do back then. This was like around 2000, 2001. But also, like, when he moved into this area, he could have had no idea that they were going to start building a Frank Sinatra School of the Arts just like 6 blocks from where he was living. And I'm left to ask if it didn't hasten his departure from this area. This is also where you'll find these utterly incongruous, out of place, and just outright strange K6 British phone boxes. There's absolutely no British contingent to this neighborhood. There's no British town. There's no... I mean, that story is a little bit of everything. But to erect 4 British phone boxes outside of a studio just makes absolutely no sense. And I'm not the only one who questioned it. I went to a community board meeting where this subject was brought up, where people were just like, what is with these big, ugly phone boxes out in front of a... And the reason it came up in discussion was because this is a landmarked property, and did they have the right to do this? And I guess they did, because it's not actually on the property. And by the way, if you ever get a chance to see a show here at the Frank Sinatra School, just do it. These kids are so good. I saw Ragtime here, the musical, and that is a hard show to pull off, not just technically in production and music-wise, but the content of the show is pretty harsh, pretty hard stuff. But the only thing that made me realize that this was not a professional Broadway-level troupe was when they would smile and you'd see their braces. But man, that was a powerful production, and I would highly recommend seeing any show you can see at this school.